When I first arrived in Dharamsala in 1972 to embark upon the Enlightenment training in the school created by the Dalai Lama for Western people, we were taught to begin every meditation session with a verse of refuge and bodhicitta, followed by the refuge mantra. And the four immeasurables. So we'd start Sangye Chodan Soki Shonam La Janchu Bardani Kyab Suchi Dagi Jinsu Chiba Sonamgi Drola Pincher Sangye Dru Parsho, turn for inspiration to the Buddha Dharma Sangha and to benefit all beings will achieve enlightenment. We then chant the four immeasurable, the verses of the four immeasurable thoughts. Samchin tamshe dewatan dewe gyutran dewargachi. Samchin tamshe dungaltan dungangi gyutran trawargachi. Samchin tamshe dungal mewe dewatan mitra wargachi. Samchin tanya nyiran chalanila nebe tanyola ne pargachi. May all beings have happiness and its causes be free from misery or unpleasantness, and their causes rest in joy, which doesn't fall apart, and rest in equanimity, which doesn't grasp at the pleasant and be repelled from the unpleasant, meaning really living beings. And these four, often termed the four immeasurables. In Sanskrit, they're known as the Brahma Vihara, houses of purity, or houses of divine nature, something like that. And when we train in Buddhism later, we hear a lot more said on each of those four. But often it's said the first line is the essence of love, expresses the essence of love, may all beings have happiness, and the causes thereof. And the second, compassion, may all beings be free from suffering, pain, unsatisfactoriness, dukkha, and the causes thereof. The third, joy, may all beings rest in the happiness which is free from dissatisfaction, suffering, pain, whatever, which is the essence of rejoicing in the goodness of the world, essentially. And fourthly, may all beings rest in that equanimity which isn't attracted to the nair and repelled by the fire. In other words, which doesn't make a big distinguishment between pleasant beings and unpleasant beings. In other words, treats pleasant beings with love and kindness and respect, and treats unpleasant beings with love and kindness and respect. And these are called immeasurables in Tibetan, seme, because the benefits to self and others cannot be measured. In other words, if one always has the mind of love, of compassion, of joy, and of relaxed equanimity, one will be immeasurably benefited. And moreover, everyone one contacts throughout one's daily life will be immeasurably benefited. If from the time you get up in the morning, you walk around with a mind of love, a mind of compassion, a mind of joy, and a mind of equanimity, then whatever life throws at you basically becomes, there's a painting of Buddha on the night of his enlightenment with the maras, the forces of negativity throwing every harmful weapon at him, spears and arrows and so on. And he turns them all to flowers. And this is sort of became an image that inspired what's the so-called flower power movement of the 1960s, the sort of anti-war world peace movement or peace movement of the 1990s, because we're always in our life encountering things that could set us off, that could throw us off balance, could cause attachments or repulsions, it could cause indulgences or anger, irritations, could inspire us to either steal or to kill, so to speak, to become violent one way or the other. And these four have the immeasurably positive effect of mitigating that process. And I think the idea here is that the untrained person lives reactively. In other words, whatever is thrown at them, they just bounce off that thing and move in an according direction. Something pleasant comes, they get drawn into it. Something unpleasant comes, they get pushed away from it. And why are things pleasant or unpleasant and so on? That really has to do with past conditioning, education, instinct, all these kind of situations. Where in reality, when we allow ourselves to live reactively in that way, we are simply going round and round in the circles created by yesterday's conditioning. Whereas when we train the mind to rest within love, compassion, joy, and equanimity, rather than live reactively, we begin to live proactively. There is an expression that in the Buddhist world that we can't control outer circumstances to any great degree. Stormy weather comes and goes, wars come and go, and droughts and diseases come and go. We can take precautions, but nonetheless, the world is immense. And if a tornado is headed our way, it's headed our way, or hurricane or typhoon or whatever. And all we can really control is our own mind. In that respect, the great Shantideva said, we can never tame the world. There's many thorns on the earth. If we walk around in bare feet, it's a very painful place. By putting on a pair of sandals or a pair of shoes, the whole world becomes as though free of thorns. So these four are called immeasurables because by making them the basis of our day-to-day life, the platform from which we interact with all other living beings, we become an immeasurably superior person to what we were when we did not cultivate those four. And our ability to bring happiness and calm and cool and benefit into the lives of others is immeasurably benefited. A father or mother who loves children is much better than one who, rather than hold love, gets angry whenever any little upset comes. A mother or father who empathizes with a child when it's sick rather than become irritated that the child is inconveniencing them with some ailment. And the same with the person who is able to feel joy when it sees success in others rather than jealousy, benefits self and others. And similarly, the one who is able to remain calm, collected, and on an even keel, regardless of what's going on around, will always cultivate a better working environment. And of course, great leaders are those leaders who can exhibit those four qualities, at least certainly the fourth being indispensable. If a leader panics at the first problem, he or she quickly loses the authority of being in charge. The one in charge is the one who is relaxed, calm, collected, sees clearly, sees warmly, and basically has that clarity of mind to take the positive direction regardless of what is going on. So, Sinchin Tamshi Dewa Tong Dewe Gyutran Dempar Gyurchi, Sinchin Tamshi Dungal Tong Dungal Gyutran Dawar Gyurchi, Sinchin Tamshi Dungal Mewe Dewa Tong Mitra War Gyurchi, Sinchin Tamshi Nyeran Charan Yila Nebe Tonyon La Nepar Gyurchi.
한가하니 흐른 산등 흩들어오던 수밀지지 하르기듯 하우슬라 탑질라 선에 물렁 걸리고스 멜리리 팅큰 텔리리 팅큰 바이님이 기띠기친 유르도 들지게 이띠리 테리 힝우금 보러 한가에다 노타게 민데